Okay. Uh, oh, hold on one second. Okay. Okay. Let me know if you can see me. I'm not too sure. I know my sound is going on, but I'm going to go ahead and do this anyway. Let's see here. Okay. All right. Okay. So, anyway, I had posted a live yesterday, and let me see here. One second. Okay. Let's see. I want to make sure. Uh, I want to make sure everything's good. Okay, because I'm using a different camera. So, all right. Okay, so if you can see me, go ahead and I can see your your chat. All right, I'm currently in live. But anyway, I had did a live yesterday, and and it looked like everything went well, and I was waiting for it to upload, and um, and it took a while. And I mean, it was not a long video. It wasn't a long live. It was like maybe 20 minutes, 25 minutes. That was shorter than the first one that I did of the pop up tarot cards. And so when I finally got the message that it was ready and I went to check it and there was no sound. Now I'm doing this under a different camera and I don't see myself. So I don't know if you could see me. If you could see me, go ahead and post in chat and let me know, or in the comments underneath the video and let me know because I don't know. But I know my sound is up. My sound is going. I see that little thing going on. But anyway, I'm just going to just talk and let it be. All right. And then I'll upload and figure out what happened. And then if there's sound but no picture, then I'll try it again and I'll swap out the camera because the this message really they really spirit on the other side really wanted to get this out. So I'm trying different ways. And while I'm trying different ways, I'm kind of getting the hang of what the message is about. All right. Than before when I first did it because I wasn't exactly sure where this was going. But now I'm kind of like getting it, understanding the message that they're giving me. So I guess it's making sure spirit making sure that I understand that I'm projecting the right message to you. That's why they want me to keep doing it. Okay. So I'm just going to tag on from what I said last time to now. And then if it doesn't work out with this one, then I'm going to make another one today with the video and the sound and everything, making sure I'm going to pre-do everything, mock like a mock camera videotape and make sure everything's running well because I didn't do a mock tape on this one. All right, I just decided to just play it, to swap out the camera and just play. Okay, now getting to the message. The card I was using is the John Holland, the Psychic Oracle card deck. All right, here's the picture, what it looked like. And Spirit wanted me to basically talk to those that are embracing their abilities and those that are learning, that taking interest, that wants to develop their abilities, or also speak to those that are seasoned or readers or people who are already into uh, uh, doing this as part of their life job and things, and they enjoy doing it, and they want to, and they happen to cross through my, come, cross my path in my video, and maybe it struck an interest for them to listen. Okay, so this message is for you as well. All right. Um, and that is the people that Spirit wanted me to focus on because on the first video, it was more of a generic for everyone, and then now this video here is basically about um, focusing on those that are wanting to embrace or thinking about developing, or those that are seasonal, see, not seasonal, but seasoned, more like they're aware of their abilities. Maybe they have more experience, or maybe they are actual, you know, have a business in this type of spirit work. Okay. So, all right. So, before I get into the card, I want to talk about first of what the message I was getting throughout this whole week. And this whole week, they were talking about light source, and from what I'm understanding with the light source, a lot of people don't assume that our light source is just our higher self. But see, they don't. People don't understand it's deeper than that. We have to question and say, well, where is our higher self from? Where is this light source coming from? Where, how is it? How can it be, that type of thing? So they want to clarify what that means. And what that means is that our light source is our soul. Okay, our light source is our soul. So our soul ignites and gives us courage, love, empathy. Also, it's linked to all our abilities as well. Okay, so that's what they wanted me to make sure that we understand what that is, and that the core of the light source is our soul. Okay, so now, um, what's happening, what they're saying to me is that what's happening is that there's a little kickstart of a light source within our soul. Our soul is kind of almost taking an interest of our abilities, of um and like those of us that are been in the paranormal through all of our lives, like myself. Okay, I was born with disabilities. I mean, I'm my major abilities that I had used throughout my entire life was my empath abilities, and I always called it my intuition, my feelings. If it feels good, if it feels bad, do I what kind of vibe I'm getting? Okay, that is when you use that as a guideline or a go-to guideline where you're unsure about something, that is connected to your soul. Okay, so it would never lead you wrong. Sometimes we can confuse ourselves because our mind battles with our soul sometimes, like, well, we want to do this, but our soul saying, if you go that way, there are going to be consequences, or it's not going to be a good outcome, but yet we're stubborn and we wanna do it this way because we are the boss. We wanna have control of our own lives, and we don't wanna have to always, we kinda, like, override how we feel, or we look beyond the red flag, or we ignore the red flags, that type of thing. So, that that is part of the light source of our soul. So, what they was telling me is that there's a lot of people that are now in this period right now, is that there's a little bit of I would say, like a ignition of a light source, and there's people that are wanting to embrace their abilities. They've known they've had it, but they want to embrace it, right? So that's igniting the light source of your soul. Now, those of us that are um, being, being educated and learning how to use your abilities, that's also igniting the soul. Okay. See, the soul wants to be on fire. It wants to um, increase its vibration through our work, not work, but like us, how we use our abilities for ourselves, our family, or others. Okay, and so when we do that, our soul and our higher self, our energy vibration and everything, it just kind of gives it a boost. Okay. And because we're not only thinking about ourselves, but we're thinking about others. So that increases the boost. And so what they're telling me is that the that's what's happening, and I think, from what I understand is that not too many people understand it, and that they're guided into, either a path of metaphysics, reading all kinds of books about themselves, and see a lot of it resonate, right? But they're not actually trained and, educated on their own. They see how others use their abilities, but they don't see themselves using how they use their abilities. All right. Some of them might not even agree, or kind of standoffish in how others do their abilities. Like, oh, I don't think I can do that. But see, this is their experience. This is how they do it, and it's not how you're going to do it. Okay. So I'm going to talk about later about the classes that I have too. Okay, so you can have a better understanding. And so that's what the main thing that they're talking about is the light source. Now for those that are wanting to develop this, like it's a curiosity is what's happening. It's like an innocent child that sees something and they're curious about it. It's like they're stepping their spirit toes in the pool. Okay, so they're learning. They're and that is also motivating the light sources as well. It's kind of like reviving or motivating, or encourage. It's like the soul is encouraging, yourself, your higher self, your energy frequency, your mind, because maybe you're fascinated with certain things. Um, and so, but also they want to make sure that you're guided in the right direction where you're developing in a healthy way. All right, not a whole lot of mind salad type thing, more of a psychological education, but you want to also feel it, hear it, sense it, okay? Using all your senses, okay? All your senses, and how and know how to control the energy vibration in your surroundings as well. Okay. So that's for and those of us that are more advanced, aware, or maybe have a job in this is, what they're saying is that there's going to be, the light source is going to be, like, renewed. The renewed is going to be a new burst of energy. It's going to be. It's like the universe, when the universe shifts, then that means the, energy frequency of ourselves is gonna go along, kinda like flow with that shift. And those of us that don't understand it, we want to go against the grain. And then when we do against the grain, or we're like do something that's off, like we're off track or something, or we make a detour and shortcut something, then you're gonna get a little bit of a lesson in that in life, okay? And it's gonna either pull you back from where you started or from where you were at from that detour, and it's giving you another opportunity to steer the right way, okay? So, but what I'm hearing as well is that they want us that are more aware, and those of us that are in business, in spirit, in the spirit work, is to be mindful of your own inner core of your soul. Okay, because a lot of times you get wrapped up in a lot of projects, and they just don't want you to forget yourself. And also, they want you to make sure that you recoup, recharge, and also what happens is refresh. And then when all that happens, then then new ideas starts to come forth, because I know there are sometimes we're just stagnant, and you're like running out of ideas to touch people, to reach out to people. All right. Sometimes you need to take a step back and look at the inner core of ourselves, and I'm not saying that we're doing something wrong. It's just sometimes the energy frequency needs to be recouped. It needs to be like the energy of cosmos and the universe needs to come in and help you, and carry you or be a catalyst. Okay. I know a lot of us rely on our angels or the stars and things like that, but a lot of it has to do with ourselves because we can't piggy bank or ride on spirit's coattails, so to speak, in trying to get clients or trying to get ideas that are not our own, but we're changing it and it's not authentic. All right. A lot of people are looking for authentic, uh, uh, experienced people. All right, that are just that reach this their soul on a soul level, not just what it looks good or what's the latest fad and things like that. Because what happens is that you're touching the soul, you're not touching the mind. Okay? You're touching the soul. There's a separate, they're separate because when you touch of the mind, it's just, it's not everlasting. It's just like the old movie, and you forgot about it, and it was no big deal, right? But when you touch the soul, leaves an impact. It leaves an impact to them, and also it leaves an impact to spirit as well. Like if it's a past loved one, it leaves an impact with the loved one to know that they can trust the person who's giving the message out correctly, and that is actually touching the core soul of the person that they're reading to or giving the spirit work to. Okay, so, that was one of the things I wanted to, talk about. That was the main thing that they wanted to talk about was called light source. Now, we're gonna get to the card. Now, the card is very interesting because I had no idea that this was gonna relate to the light source because, it has several different meanings of what it is. I'm gonna read from the book later towards the end of this, video. And what this card that pulled up is called fertility. Fert- Fertility. Okay. Now I like, and it doesn't always have to be mean like a woman is fertile to have kids, that type of thing, right? But there are other meanings to that as well in the spirit. Now, if you look here, there's a couple of rings here. Okay, there's a couple of rings here. All right. Now this ring here represents the whole spirit body. All right. The center ring here represent of the psychic ability here of the crown. All right, the crown chakra, the third eye, and the throat chakra. Okay, because they all got to work together along with the spirit body. Now, right here is the heart, right? And then linked to the heart is our soul, or you can call it our higher self. But the main core of all that's tied in together is the soul. The soul is the one that helps with with the psychic abilities, the clairvoyance, the hearing, the smell, the taste, the impact part of us, also sensing the vibration of spirit that may be standing next to us, and we feel a little bit of a either a chill or a tingling sensation or warmth or warm breeze or a cool breeze. It all depends on how spirit wants to project themselves to others. Okay, so fertility. All right. As is to nurture, and is also, uh, like I said, those of us that want to embrace, you want to nurture that. It's like a little baby, and you got to nurture it, okay? And it's same thing with those that are developing, that wants to take an interest in developing. You want to start at one ability at a time. Okay, it's not a good idea to start them all at the same time because what's going to happen is your frequency, yourself, the energy frequency is going to be chaotic because it's going everywhere. Once you learn one ability at a time, you learn to focus, you learn how to harness and control each of the abilities. Okay, and setting boundaries and things like that for each of the abilities. Okay, uh, so you want to learn that one at a time. Okay, and then also those of us that are more experienced, um, you know, you these would be like nurturing new ideas. Maybe you're iffy about an idea or a project that you're unsure if it's going to take your interest. Well, you never know unless you try. Okay. And so don't discount or, you know, uh, put down any new projects. I mean, just try it and see what happens. See if it draws spirit. Because when you do your own project that's coming out of your heart, your soul, your creativity, and things like that, and also spirit is going to help you. They're going to help you, give you some ideas, and then you can kind of like organize it, analyze it, and kind of do some brainstorming on paper, okay, and see where it takes you, okay, because it's not going to just take you to just one a project. It's going to give you a list of different ideas. So sometimes you might have to put one idea from another idea part and another idea part, and then put it all together, and it forms in something great. All right, something beautiful. So you have to trust your instincts, trust your intuition, trust your creativity. All right, and things like that. That's it's like a so for some people, it might even feel like you're starting over, like something fresh, something new, but you've been in the business for a while. Well, that's good too, because what you're doing is you're rejuvenating, reviving, and rejuvenating the energy frequency within ourselves, and we are learning to be motivated and have a fresh start, and moving forward into a more creative ideas where it touch the soul, not just the mind, but it touches the soul as well. Okay. All right. So okay, I think that okay, so that's going to be it for the message right now, but I am going to read what they said, and then after I read what they said, I'm going to talk about the classes that I have. Okay. So this is the fertility, and it's number 30 and number 3 here. All right, I'm going to read what it says. It says here, through this card, the manifestation of growth is on horizon. You're the creator and the seeds that have been planted in the past, whether they are happiness, comfort, abundance, prosperity, family, children, ideas, or even thoughts, are now ready to give birth into the world. Be patient as you watch your seeds take root and grow. Nurture them as they become strong and healthy. Oh, there's more in the back. Okay. It continues to say, open yourself to the life force of the universe. This card also represents femininity and Mother Earth, who is calling to you. This arms of her beauty and reaching out. She wants to embrace you on her seahorse. Oh, seashores. Sorry. Mountains, forests, and gardens. Go to her and meet her halfway. Acknowledge that the same energy that makes up the heavens, earth, plants, animals, and mineral kingdom is also part of you. Start nurturing yourself and infuse your soul with love and compassion. Soon others will see and feel your devotion as you interact with others around you now, or even if you're in the midst of solving a problem, use gentle care and kindness as you handle such situations. This isn't the time for you to be inconsiderate, passive, domineering, forceful, or pushy. Act from loving space of your heart's content. The benevolent energy that resides there will assist you in making sacrifices in order to care for and help others as well as yourself. And the traditional card archetype is the Empress. So this is kind of like the Empress in the right. Um, okay. All right. So that's the meaning of the card. I just read off what the meaning of from the book. John Holland. All right, the second oracle cards. Okay, now we're gonna get into the classes. All right. I have two classes going, or two types of courses. The first one, it would be like a level one or a beginner's course, and it has two series. All right, it has two parts, and it's all in one setting. And the first one is called energy centers, and it talks about basics of energy, the fundamentals of energy, where it comes from, and I talk about the chakras and what it does, what it means, the colors, what the formations, what they do, where are they on your body, what are energy centers, what does that got to do with our abilities, how are they linked to our abilities, that type of thing. So we have to learn about the energy first before we get on to the next step, because energy is the main source that is going to help with our abilities. Okay, so that's from the get-go. Now, the second part, part 2, is called All About the Clairs, and then we go through each of the clairs. We go through what clairvoyant means, what clear hearing means, uh, what empathic means, what sensing energy means, as far as, physically sensing them, or emotionally sensing them, what it means to smell and taste, that type of thing. So we go, and while we go through these different uh, things of the abilities, you want to check and see if any of those resonates with you. Okay. I know some people will have, like, some people will have the, gift of, um, what do they call it? When they think of the future, that, or dream of the future, p I, because I had that same thing when I was a kid. I have a story about that in my, YouTube channel, in my life's journey, um, growing up as, being gifted. And so, uh, there's, that's part of, the psychic ability. Okay, premonitions is what that is. That's it. Premonition is part of psychic abilities, but sometimes it comes into, like, dreams. Some people will be awake, but kind of like in a trance. Okay, so, um, so we would talk about, and then the class lasts maybe about a hour and a half, depending if there's questions. It could go up to 2 hours. Okay. And you do get like a two sheet or two-page type thing, work study. But it just basically talks about the lesson about the energy. And then on the second page, it gives tips and tricks on how to strengthen your abilities, and how to, at first I think it talks about mainly the clairvoyant part, because everybody wants to learn how to be clairvoyant. So doing these practices is very simple. You can do it from your home, and all you need is a deck of cards. Play cards, and all you just go to the store and buy some play cards and take them home, and start practicing. It's that simple. All right, because spirit wants to have us understand that learning about our abilities doesn't have to be hard, in a sense, with a whole lot of lecture or a whole lot of workbooks and things like that. They want to keep it simple and to the point, where it's very impactful that we learn about ourselves. This is what I call self-discovery. And because everybody's going to learn about their own abilities, of how it works for you or for them. Or okay, so my abilities work for me doesn't mean it's going to work the same for you. It might work something different for you. So that's the learning part. Okay. And then the other, class, of course, I have is called the, Awakening of the Soul, and that's more of a, deep dive, uh, the, mind, spirit, and, I think it's energy, mind, and body, something like that. And, and it talks about spirit, energy, and all that stuff. That's the first section, and then the mind would be the physical mind, and then the spirit mind. Okay, and then the body would be from the physical body and the spirit body. Okay, so it goes into both because our spirit body and our physical body work together. They work in parallels, and then I explain that into this study, this work course study I have. There is no workbook or anything like that, but you are welcome to get a copy of the video if you want. I give you a link if you want a copy of it during the class session. Okay, because it's going to include questions that you might have. So if you have questions, then you can ask those questions, and that's going to be included in the video. Also, when I do these videos, it doesn't show the participant's face or anything like that. It just shows me, and I have it set up that way so to preserve your privacy, and so you don't have to be made up or anything like that. You could be in pajamas and rollers or whatever, and it don't matter because your face is not going to be seen. But if the only thing that's going to be part of the video is your audio, your sound, your voice, and that's it. So a little microphone will pop up in the video, and that's it. It might have your name, your first name or no name. You can change your name. You can use um a s- a alias name if you want. It's up to you. Okay. So, I have it set up that way. A lot of people like it that way because it's privacy and it's intimate, and things like that. Some people like to share, you know, um, uh, with their family members or friends, and and they do that without worrying about, their makeup or fixing up themselves or anything like that. So don't worry about it. Okay. So that's the two classes that's going on. It's ongoing. You can contact me about it, or you can click on my website. It's on my description, but I will post it on underneath here in the description of the video here. And also, I have a group for those of us that wants to learn and be educated. There's some people that wants to develop and start working as a business and doing that. We have that too. We have people in that group as well. So we have different. It covers all different levels of where people are at. Some of them are brand new. Some of them are embracing and learning, and then some of them are already in the business, but they need a little more, encouragement or upliftment or a alternative way of how to, you know, enhance or strengthen their own abilities as well. Okay. So, and I will leave the group, it's in Facebook, and I will leave the group name in the link in along with that as well. And let me think what else. Also, if you want to follow me on my Facebook page, my Facebook Medium page, I will leave a link on that as well. Let me see. I think that's about it for now, but I'm gonna go ahead and check back on here and see if this works. If there's no image and just sound, I think what I'm gonna do is I probably can change this and see how it works. Mm. Okay. Anyway, that's gonna be it for now, guys. So, I want to thank you. And again, if you haven't liked and subscribed, please do that so you can get updates of all the new stuff that's happening. And I will